figured out a novel solution to a general problem and want to broadcast it to a wider audience. But what happens for that vast set of problems that have no good solutions? Entire classes of problems exist in software architecture that have no general good solutions, but rather present one messy set of trade-offs cast against an almost equally messy set. Software developers build outstanding skills in searching online for solutions to a current problem. For example, if they need to figure out how to configure a particular tool in their environment, expert use of Google finds the answer. But that's not true for architects. For architects, many problems present unique challenges because they conflate the exact environment and circumstances of your organization. What are the chances that someone has encountered exactly this scenario and blogged it or posted it on Stack Overflow? Architects may have wondered why so few books exist about architecture compared to technical topics like frameworks, APIs, and so on. Architects rarely experience common problems, but constantly struggle with decision-making in novel situations. For architects, every problem is a snowflake. In many cases, the problem is novel not just within a particular organization, but rather throughout the world. No books or conference sessions exist for those problems. Architects shouldn't constantly seek out silver bullet solutions to their problems. They are as rare now as in 1986, when Fred Brooks coined the term. There is no single development in either technology or management technique, which by itself promises even one order of magnitude, tenfold, improvement within a decade in productivity, in reliability, in simplicity. Fred Brooks from No Silver Bullet. Because virtually every problem presents novel challenges, the real job of an architect lies in their ability to objectively determine and assess the set of trade-offs on either side of a consequential decision to resolve it as well as possible. The authors don't talk about best solutions, in this book or in the real world, because best implies that an architect has managed to maximize all the possible competing factors within the design. Instead, our tongue-in-cheek advice is as follows. Tip: don't try to find the best design in software architecture. Instead, strive for the least worst combination of trade-offs. Often, the best design an architect can create is the least worst collection of trade-offs. No single architecture characteristics excels as it would alone. But the balance of all the competing architecture characteristics promote project success. Which begs the question, how can an architect find the least worst combination of trade-offs and document them effectively? This book is primarily about decision-making, enabling architects to make better decisions when confronted with novel situations. Why the hard parts? Why did we call this book Software Architecture: The Hard Parts? Actually, the hard in the title performs double duty. First, hard connotes difficult, and architects constantly face difficult problems that literally and figuratively no one has faced before, involving numerous technology decisions with long-term implications, layered on top of the interpersonal and political environment where the decision must take place. Second, hard connotes solidity. Just as in the separation of hardware and software, the hard one should change much less because it provides the foundation for the soft stuff. Similarly, architects discuss the distinction between architecture and design, where the former is structural and the latter is more easily changed. Thus, in this book, we talk about the foundational parts of architecture. The definition of software architecture itself has provided many hours of non-productive conversation among its practitioners. One favorite tongue-in-cheek definition is that software architecture is the stuff that's hard to change later. That stuff is what our book is about. Giving timeless advice about software architecture. The software development ecosystem constantly and chaotically shifts and grows. Topics that were all the rage a few years ago have either been subsumed by the ecosystem and disappeared.